So Freeport was hacked, and it looks like I may have lost two of my three members, and uh, they're they are good friends with the guy who brought him in, and I think I'm probably going to quit the game too. So Feudal Union won, and the way they won was basically exploiting the game mechanics, um, and ultimately they were able to rob us, get a guy in the guild, rob us, and then um, delete a warehouse and everything else. So all our hours and hours of hard work were taken advantage of by you know uh, by by some members. So it's like what I don't really give a shit about the pixels, to be honest. It's the fact that two new players came into the game, and because of that, um, because of my, let's say it's my error or whatever, um, they were they were harmed, and they felt like, well, fuck, dude, this game's a trollish game. When people will fake their way into a guild and act like, hey, yeah, we're not trolls, we're cool. Yeah, I'd never do that. And the funny thing is I actually said that to the person. I said, oh, you don't sound like a person who'd get themselves into a guild. Oh, no, no, I would never do that. I actually had the guy, right, in TeamSpeak, basically defend himself that he would never do that, only to turn around and do that. And to me, when you're playing a game where people take that game that serious, that the only way they can win is ultimately by cheating in that regard, and the GMs won't do anything about it, you know? To me, that's not the game. To me, the game is in game. When you start role playing outside a game in a way to take advantage of it, right? It's no longer role playing. That's the lowest kind of game. Now, Eve Online um, accepts that stuff. They're like, oh, that's just part of the gameplay. Um, so obviously, I'm talking to Acris, and he's like, well, it sounds like guild drama, and so guild drama is okay in this game, and because the game mechanics, the whole system was broken. I couldn't add I couldn't add people individually like I usually do and control them that way. And they took the advantage of the situation that the game, the Cisco or whatever database was down, and the only way you could give access to people is by giving access to the guild. And because I gave access to the guild, which I would never do with Freeport, right? They were able to take advantage of it and fuck us over. So, it's they're gonna go, wow, 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 you're crying. But I blame the game mechanics. I blame the fact that the SQL database was down. And I'll show you that. I'll show you what I talk about. So if I go to my guild, you'll notice that if it will load up here. If I go to the town claim, you'll notice it's individuals, right? And this is the leader, the count. So the only person that you was able to delete is the leader. The viscounts can only look into objects, right? They can't delete. So these are my characters. This is my character. This is my character, right? Only my characters can delete. This is my character. No one else can delete. On that. But because of the database issue, right? You see, Freeport Commons should not have been able to delete. And this was on delete. And I'm like, what the fuck? And that's how they deleted. Freeport Commons shouldn't even be able to access stuff. And it was able they were able to access stuff in the town claim, right, on the town claim. Freeport Commons should not have been able to do that. Now, I'll be honest, because of the whole database was screwed up, I couldn't add, if you try to add a character in here, let's see, maybe they fixed it. So let's say I try to add bone. Okay, find bone. There, it's fixed it now, finally. They finally fixed their database. This wasn't yesterday or even the day before. You could not add a person. This is just recently fixed. And I would always, as you can see, add individuals over that I trust and give them rank. That way, even if they have the power as a junior leader, they don't have access to it. So it's really important when you give access, because Feudal Union will have trolls and other groups will have trolls that ultimately will get into your base, and this is a form of them of fair play of this. So this is the way it is. It's the way it is. So anyway, so if I'm probably quitting the game. As you can see, Freeport is all pretty much locked off. I'm going to finish locking off the bottom part of this island. And once I lock it off, that way, even if we bring, the island will be kind of closed off until boats come into the game. Let's see here, 42 on that. But to me, it's the loss of players. When you play a game and people will lie their way into the game, and in their mind, it's just part of the game. Getting into the guild and doing this and is just part of the game. And for me, when you come into Discord and you're talking about yourself and everything else, and basically act like a normal person, but in fact you're there lying through your teeth in order to get into guild, in order for you to delete and cause harm to a guild. That's the lowest form of trolling, and that's what Convictus and that's what they did. So Feudal Union and Convictus, and they won. Congratulations, guys, you won. So if you're interested in Freeport, if you're Guild of the North, if you're Blackthorn, if you're some big guild and you want to have an awesome island base right in the heart of FU territory and put a bunch of alts down here and just start raiding all these fucking guilds, there's Vintascorn and there's Convictus, main guild, and so on. They're all in it around me. Then, maybe you'd be interested in taking over Freeport. Send me a PM in Discord. I got to take care of my 91-year-old dad who's coming home from rehab tomorrow, so it's a good time for me to quit. I've enjoyed building up Freeport, and basically keeping the claim. I'd like to keep the name, give people access to it, take it over, put their alts on here, and see what you do with it. But yeah, we got warehouses, we got trading posts, all these different things here. Take care. Bye.